I'm mute. Oh gosh, let's start this again. I fucked it up. Wait a minute. What? No, not again. Not again. I fucked up the first time. I really did fuck up the first time. Hey y'all. How y'all doing? Dude, I noticed I had it on mute. Bad host. But anyway, hi, how you guys doing? Wow, everybody move around and dance on. Dude, I don't want to say this, but there's been just a lot of horse shit, a lot of life, a lot of our vaginas, a lot of our blackness, everything has just been going all around the mulberry bush and this thing called life. And as Prince said, life, you're on your own. Doom, doom. And when the elevator tech tries to break you down, go crazy. Punch your eyes out. Oh! Hi. Okay. That's enough. Be so alive. What you living in? Take a look around. At least you got YouTube friends. Barely. I I have these little late night sessions with you guys. Uh, I'm not trying to be the town like weirdo. Well, actually, I'm the town weirdo, but I am. I'd like to be on here just to talk and just to associate with people, and to say, "Hola, cómo está? Bien, y tú?" and everything else. Hold on, let me see. Someone needs to clean their computer. Ooh, ciao. Hi. I've missed a little bit this week, so mm, please forgive me. Um, but before I get into the fuckery of certain things, let's talk about the fuckery that is going on and that's affecting our real well-being. Let's see. I think you guys, what's going on with our ovaries and what have you. So that sucks. Brother was killed, or 60 bullets. That brother that was killed by the police. Hold on one second. I want to get the right. If I'm going to give you the news, I'm going to give it to you correctly and right. Because my platform is about, like, having a good time, but also being caught up with what's going on in the real world. Because this is why it's a struggle channel. Oh, by the way, the former Japanese prime minister was assassinated, which is very, very rare of something like that because Japan, they have the strictest gun laws. So that, excuse me. I'll read a little bit of this. Former Japanese Prime Minister Shizuno Abe was assassinated. And his assassinator was 41 years old. And This is a really, really kind of scary, weird story. Former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, uh, who was an arch conservative and one of his national's most powerful, influential figures, has died after being shot during a campaign speech on Friday in Western Japan. I was 67 years old, so he's very young, and was shot from behind minutes. And this was on TV, you guys. So this was live, and I saw it. It's all over the place. So let me. Um, he was shot from behind minutes after he stated his speech in Nara. He was airlifted to a hospital for the emergency treatment, but was not breathing, and his heart had stopped, and he was later pronounced dead. Police arrested the suspect gunman at the scene of the attack that was shocked. No, okay, blah, 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 blah. The gunman was 41 years old. Prime Minister Fumo Kishida and his cabinet minister has hastily returned to Tokyo from the campaign events because we are in election year in Japan. Same as here. Um, After the shooting, which he called barbaric, he pledged to carry out Sunday's parliament elections as planned. Um, let's see. I'm saying his name. Abe was Ababi. I think it was Japan's longest serving leader before stepping down in 2020. He was very conservative. Let's see. Born into a prominent political family, Shisto Abe was fatally shot at a campaign rally on Friday in Western Japan, and had been seen as the country's longest serving prime minister. So he was born into this family while creating and bringing a degree of stability to Japan following a period of economic constant turnover among leaders. Ababe, Abe, I'll say Abe, angered neighbors South of Korea and China. If you guys don't know anything about Asian politics, Japan, Korean, and China have this. There is this big. There's a lot of prejudice, not racism, you guys. It's prejudice that is amongst these countries. And so what I learned a lot about is I have family in Asia, but some of my Asian friends, right, excuse me, Korean friends have taught me a little bit about the politics amongst that. But okay. So um September 21st, 1954, Abe was born in Tokyo, the son of Shiota Abe, who served as Japan's foreign minister, and grandson to Nobusuke Kishi, a former prime minister. In 1977, graduates of Seidage University in Tokyo with a degree in political science. After which he moved to the US to study public policy at the University of Southern California for three semesters. In 1979, began working with Kobe Steel as a firm and expanding its presence abroad. In 1982, leads the company to pursue new positions in the foreign ministry. There we go, and within the ruling Liberal Democratic Party. This is Japan in 1982. In 1993, first elected as LDP legislator, representing the southwestern prefecture of Yamaguchi, Arabi, already viewed as a conservative, becomes a member of and eventually leads to the party's largest fraction, Cincinnati, that had once headed by his father, who died in 1991. In 2005, Ababi a is appointed chief cabinet, a secretary under Prime Minister Chikuno Kurzami. During he led the negotiations return of Japanese citizens abducted to North Korea. The same year, he elected head of LDP, putting him in line. Excuse me, not in higher in line to take over prime minister. In 2006, Abe became Japan's first prime minister for the first time, overseeing economic reforms while taking a hard line on North Korea and seeking to engage with South Korea and China. Okay. This is where we get into the heart of a little bit of the modern politics when it comes to the relations that's going on in Asia and what have you. My apologies, you guys. It's the news. um 2007, following election defeats that saw that LDP lost control of the legislation for the first time in 52 years. Abe resigns as prime minister, citing health reasons. And I say Abe, Ababi has been suffering through ulcer, but was able to control it with medication. In 2012, after again being elected LDP president, Ababi, I don't know why I'm going to say like he's an African. Abe becomes the first prime minister for the second time. 2013, seeking to boost the growth, launches his Abenomics politics, featuring easy lending and structural reforms. Japan's relations with China undergo a particular rough patch, but begin to improve after Abe meets with China leader Xi Jinping. I know how to say his name at APEC summit in Beijing 2014 to 2020. Re-elected LDP leader, he serves 2 additional terms as prime minister for a total of 4, during which he develops a close relations with then President Donald Trump, holding summits and golfing together. Do you see where this is going? Do you see where this is going? Let me read this paragraph. 2014 to 2020, re-elected LDP leader, he serves 2 additional terms as prime minister for a total of 4, during which he develops a close relationship with then President Donald, holding summits and golfing together. August 28, 2020, he announces he will step down as prime minister, again citing health reasons after his ulcer flares up again. That point, Abe had already become prime minister's long serving. Before I get into my rant. 2021, despite leaving office, Abe shows that he can still rifle up Beijing with comments on Taiwan. Okay, that's not cool. Okay, I have family in China. This affects me actually. This last paragraph and everything, this affects me because I do have family that lives in China. And so it is, let's read this again. Despite leaving office, Abe shows that he still can rifle up Beijing with comments on Taiwan and the self-governing island China claims as its own territory and threatens to attack. Here's the thing, you guys, during his era, he was trying to dismantle Taiwan you and just gut Taiwan. I know a little bit that much about Asian politics, like this much. But that That's actually a little bit of what I know. That Jeez. Well, he did not he was assassinated, and so are our wombs. Hi, you guys. Welcome. Does anyone have a uterus left? I know. I'm just being just a weirdo. I'm just being a weirdo because I'm just having a little bit of kind of fun with you guys. Welcome to my struggle channel. For those who probably will watch this or probably not, welcome. Um, I was just reading about the assassination of the ex prime minister of Japan. And so, you know, if you want to look him up, read about him. And yeah, but how are you guys doing? How are we doing? How's everyone doing? Does everyone have a plan B? Does everyone have birth control? You have some condoms? You have some condoms. I know you men like to say, hey, I have magnums. You don't need magnums anyway. And most women aren't impressed by that anyway. Cool. Anyway, wow. So I'm probably not going to keep this short, and I'm probably going to just have a little bit of fun with you guys because I'm feeling good, feeling great. But I'm also feeling a little bit like, why? What's wrong with some of us ladies? Why do people think it? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. So I fell asleep listening to shout out to Misunderstood. Dude, what kind of men do you have on your platform? Oh my god. I had to file the cloud. So last night, shout out to Misunderstood. Kudos to you. And by the way, when people talk about people's hair, hey, that's not an issue. Hair is not a thing. She looked really beautiful, what have you. But I also have to say that having a late night and listening to certain things, I'm guilty of that. I'm the one it's in my ears. Oh my God. Some of these men on these platforms are just crazy. Mental illness is really fucking nuts. Um, there was this dude named Rob that was on her platform. She was just being nice and being herself, but this dude, what the fuck? So this dusty ass cat was just like, oh, man, this dude was just making sounds. Just it was as a weirdo, I like weird shit, but this motherfucker was high on his possibly own supply. But it was interesting to watch him on her platform. And the thing was, she wasn't buying into it. Everyone was there for entertainment. Okay. This is no qualms against her. But girl, you be skydiving with that dude. And first of all, his hair. Let's talk about his hair. People want to talk about black women's hair. Let's talk about his hair and his processed shit. Like his shit looked like 1993, like a fucking S curl. Like he was like in one of those kits like this. Like, what was his name? Hold on, let me find his name was Rob. Ew, he just ugh, it just was gross. Like he is I'm a Joan. I'm a Joan. I'm in the Joning mood. Joning. He was just so gross. Like girl, everybody, don't. This motherfucker named Rob. Oh God, dust. Anyway, and you know who else is dusty? Kiki. I don't know. Here's the thing. I come from the beef sector, but I'm not 100% beef sector. But you guys in the or excuse me, black sector. Ooh, sorry. I come from the black sector. Link, please. Do I know you, Michelle? I mean, I know I have a struggle channel, but anyway. And plus, you might be a dick supplier. But yo, chicas in the beef sector, y'all need to really not. Mm-mm. Please listen or learn for yourself because I'm hard at it too. I learn for myself. But these dudes are not like it. Y'all been dealing with Kiki for how long? Cool. My thing is, I believe in when people change or they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry," or what have you. I didn't mean to be like that, and they turn another leaf. Por ejemplo, um, this is landlord. Oh, are you gonna judge me? Because you remember the last time you were up here, landlord, you judged me, right? Right. Let's see. You're okay. Come on up then. But anyway, and if you give me a dick thing, I'm gonna give it 2 thumbs down, and you're gonna have to go to hell. But anyway, por ejemplo, in the black sector, Beasley, wherever you are, him and I used to bump heads. I did not like him because I thought he was a vile human being. I really did. But him and he was really cool. Oh, wait, what are we doing?
No, I don't do that shit. You know I don't do that.
I don't know what you mean, dude.
You know I don't do the whole porn bombing thing that you tried to mention.
Well, now I know. Well, how am I supposed to know, landlord? Really
What's up with you, lady? What's happening with you?
hanging tough like new kids? What's up
I'm
with
not
you?
coming to judge you tonight. I'm not coming to judge you. I just overheard you talking about that shit that was over on the junkies thing with the San Francisco dude.
You heard? Oh my god!
I caught it. I caught it too. I caught it, and it's like, oh, that is. It shows the difference between the East Bay and not just the East Bay, Oakland from San Francisco. He misrepresents San Francisco so bad, but he's
Landlord,
that bootsy guy from San Francisco. I
landlord,
ran
I
across
can't
a lot of
say
those.
anymore because it was too close to home. It's too close to
Look,
home. He
I
says,
saw you. I saw you on the. I saw you on the roller skates in the parade in
"Oh,
Oakland
you
and shit
did?
a few months ago. Yeah, I saw that.
You did? Yeah, that's what
I saw that.
you
I
saw
saw
me.
that. Yeah, I saw you out there.
Yeah, I'm out there, represent.
It's all good. I'm not. It wasn't no stalker shit. I mean, man, that's where I'm from. When I was out there, I saw. I'm like, oh, okay.
Wasn't feeling that way, dude. It was
Oh, I'm just
Black
saying.
Parade, Black Joy Parade. Wasn't feeling
Oh yeah.
that,
No,
you
no,
know.
no, no. Folks on this YouTube shit would take some stuff to run, like, oh, landlord was stalking her. We're in
Oh
the
no,
back, but you was over there. I saw
yeah,
you out there doing your thing. It's all good.
I'm always out there. I gotta represent, and then plus
Yeah.
like political stuff and what have you. Like I try to keep my roller skates and everything else out there. Dude, landlord, you could have came up to me because I was skating around
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Y'all was in procession, and now I was just chilling.
Dude, you could have stepped up to me
Next
because
time,
I
next
mean,
time, next time, next time.
yeah.
It's a lot more events that's gonna come up. So I was at Carnival too. It was live down there. It was live.
I was working that.
I had a good day down there that day.
Dude.
So
So,
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about Bay Area stuff that is going on. Landlord and I don't know each other, but we've crossed paths. But no
Yeah.
step up. We're just, landlord's scared to say something to me.
We
That's
we
cool.
we debate sometimes. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah. But
No
landlord
judgment.
knows, at least I'm not full of shit.
Yeah, I mean you're not full of shit. You can be sometimes, but yeah,
Oh, well, everyone's
you the
always full of
whole.
shit.
Yeah, yeah. That's YouTube. We supposed to be.
Yeah, but I mean, when it comes, excuse me, when it comes to YouTube or what have you, and how I feel and how I speak and how what my passion is into, that's no bullshit.
I mean, I get that. I get that part of it. You coming up here with some, that you passionate about. A lot of folks do it too, but we
But do
we
you see
know
how many Negroes do
we
you
know
see
how the
on those
game
days? I'm skating for my freedom. Shit,
is.
I'm saucing. I'm trying to sauce it for my freedom. Hey, dude. See,
Have you ever been to the Alameda County Fair?
not yet, not
You
yet.
should go. Well, this week is the last week. You should go.
I
I think
haven't.
Sunday is the last day. Sunday's the last day for it.
I have an event. I do Sunday
Okay.
streets.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So, ooh,
What's her name? What's her name from A Different World? Her real name is it Cree Summers.
I love her.
That's
She's my
That's
role
you.
model.
Yeah. Yeah. That's you.
I've
That's you. That's you all day.
always wanted. Everyone always said I was like a Freddie character. I'm
No.
Freddie.
No. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Freddie. That was her name on there.
Freddie.
Yeah.
That's her name, Freddie.
Yeah. 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 You
Yeah,
Cree Summers. Yeah. You're Cree Summers.
yeah. I'm totally Freddie. At least okay. So at least
Uh-oh.
this person knows that I can skate because, excuse me, where I come from in the Midwest and here, skating is very fucking important. I don't, ooh, child, where's my water? Wow, I need some water. But skating is a whole culture. And so
Oh,
I
it
love
is.
that
It
it's
is.
coming back. And so like
It
I
is.
used to practice at around the lake and then go off and be taught and learn how to fancy skate.
Oh, so
Uh,
you'll come across that bridge. You don't mind coming across that bridge because that's where it is.
I like it across that bridge.
If you wanna have everything ain't close up together and shit, and
Well, I mean, to
that
me,
side of the bridge is the best side of the bridge to be on.
well, to me, across the It ain't nothing for me to cross a bridge. I mean, I'm from
I
St.
mean, I know
Louis.
that, but you enjoy yourself more over on this side of the bridge.
I do. I do. I
Yeah,
do.
I know. I know. I know. I already know.
I
I just came up here to fuck around and talk about that Rye Rax dude. That dude is.
Oh my God, but he was so gross.
I
I'm
mean,
like,
he got a Jerry curl. That
That's not a
that
Jerry curl. That is a
no,
1991.
no, it's a Jerry curl that's blown out, but he's
No, it's a
proud
Wave
of
Nouveau. It was a Wave Nouveau.
it. He's proud of it. Ain't no problem with that, but he's so boosy. It
That
was
dude,
so boosy. And he didn't
he
even
said
see
that
that.
first
He didn't
point,
even see
and
the
I was like,
junkie.
oh God,
He didn't even see that the junkie was up there clowning him too.
listen.
He flirting with the junkie and she up there clowning him. She really was making a clown of him.
I'm not gonna disrespect her like that.
I
She
mean,
needs
I'm
help.
different.
But
I'm different.
what I will say is like, if y'all did not see this fool, this dude, and you don't think he has issues with drugs, come on, man.
Oh,
And
he
you said
he
you can't
snorted coke
just
so much, and they would both so high. I don't know if you peeped out all the sniffing that was going on. If that video's still up, you hear, man, you hear that so much in that whole process. I was like, oh, they high as fuck.
and then I was like, "Can I have some?" No, I'm kidding. Sure, like that. Oh no, I don't mean it. Ew, gross. Uh, I'm like,
The shit was so funny. It was so funny to me. That was some funny shit.
I actually woke up around like 5 in the morning, and whoops, shouldn't have woke up that early. But my dogs were kicking me. I have a little Chihuahua, and she sleeps
Mhm.
next to me, and she was kicking me in my face, or not my face, but my in my lap. And I was like, "Oh my gosh." So I looked over and I YouTube, and then Misunderstood was there. And then this fucking Soul Glow, like S Curl 1992 motherfucker, like fried wave nouveau motherfucker was up there. And he's like, "I'm from Hunter's Point. Show me your face. Show me your face." Weirdo. And it was like, and very, very being like homophobic, but yet,
Exactly, exactly,
but yet.
exactly, exactly.
Show me your face, weirdo,
Show me
weird.
your
I'm
face.
like,
Let me see you. You weirdo. Oh, who? Guess what? I got up there and I disguised my voice and they kicked me off.
oh, so you did
They
that?
kicked me off and they was like, "Who is this weirdo?" You hear how he sound? I'm like, "Oh, he running the show because she clowned with. Oh, get him off of there." They wouldn't let me finish.
Oh
Oh, I
yeah,
got up there. I trolled last night.
was that you?
Hey, 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 hey! I just wanted to ask a question.
That was yeah.
That's what I did last night.
What a fucking embarrassment. And he's like a grandfather, he's proud, and he's like in his 40s. And I'm like, ew, gross. And
San,
like,
San
just
Francisco dudes are different from anything over that bridge. Definitely different from East Oakland. They so different from everything on the East Bay.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna be
Hold
very
on, real quick. I got a call coming in. Hold on, real quick. Hello.
Bloodsport. We are talking about this sorry ass person. I think let's call him Wave Nouveau, because he totally looked like someone that had a Wave Nouveau from like 1991, like this. But he was so emotional. What's his name? Jim, John, whatever. and he wanted to take Misunderstood skydiving. Shout out to Misunderstood. This is no shade to Misunderstood. I am focused on Wave Nouveau, who was so emotional and calling everyone who was whatever a weirdo or have you. So I don't know 40-year-old grandfathers. It's really weird to me. I because I'm 40. I'm not even a mother yet. So like, ew, if you're a grandparent, I'm sorry, I am being very, very biased. I am being one of those people. But circumstances are different. And so I should not be that person that is biased. But this dude, oh man, this dude was a hot freaking mess. Let me take you skydiving. Like, why would I want to go skydiving with someone who has a Wave Nouveau? Like this dude's edges were fried and all outside. This dude was like just totally a piece of shit. La- Ladies, Misunderstood. Don't be friends. I mean, he's pure entertainment, don't get me wrong, but these ain't friends. These ain't people that you want to be around. It's just like, ugh. And he was, like, grabbing his hair, like I mean, as someone that has done and partaked in the other society, um, this guy was on that other society, meaning, he was on another spaceship that wasn't going to the moon, the stars, or anything else. It was going toward the downward spiral or the black hole. That's what I mean. And all these low self-esteem broads, let me talk about this. I'm going to get in trouble about this. There's been this week has been nothing but low self-esteem broads. Okay? Let's stop this. Low self-esteem broads. I spent an hour and a half listening to Kimmy's chat. Shout out to Kimmy with the whole China White and the a jokey over that dusty Negro that has no furniture that lives on an air mattress. The same shit. Like fighting over him and like just ugh. What is wrong with you women? And then on top of that, there was this, not saying Misunderstood is not going on a date with this guy, but this guy is not your friend. He, to each their own. Do y'all not realize there's so many Dusties on here? And then there's, mm. Now I'm about to get into the YouTube stuff. There's just so much dustiness. Why y'all keep letting Ken on the panel and GX? Why do these women like abusive men? Why do you like that? I'm starting to see a segment of women that I've never been around and being in not just the beef sector, but both these sectors and everything else, or not even a sector, but you women like to get cursed at, brutalized. It's Is that what y'all like? I mean, that shit ain't cute. Fighting over someone that lives on an air mattress who pisses in a jug. And this is entertainment. A woman that has no central air, has a following, and a horrible wig company. And yet, every man that she sees, she puts him online and does like, and then there's this a chipmunk that I heard that he's been around the beef sector for a very long time, and yet a lot of you women let him in. Oh, but let me not be a hypocrite here. Let me not be a hypocrite, right, Cha? People forgiving some crusty fucking sexist, homophobic, unintelligent piece of shit man who will say, I'll break the brakes off of you, you fucking hooker. But yet you see women going back and forth to him. So I'm talking to black women right now. I'm talking to you. Why y'all doing this? Is this cool? Is this sexy? I mean, I'm a child of divorce. I have my father in my life. But again, child divorce, was he there all the time? Fuck no, but he was there. My parents are married. I have issues. Fuck yeah. But ooh, what's wrong with oh, behind the bar. Oh, a little behind the bar.
Hey, beloved, I caught you live. How you doing?
Fine, hola, ¿cómo está?
Bien, bien, ¿y tú?
Bien, bien. Yeah, man. I'm
Me
just
habla, me habla español muy poquito.
oh, un poquito ¿cuántos años en escuela? 4 years in school. So
Bien, bien, bien. But how you doing? What's going on? What's going on with you? I see you with is that a cigarette I seen in your hand?
I don't know. No,
Oh,
no.
okay. Oh, okay, okay.
No, I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I quit. No,
Okay,
years
I'm about
ago.
this. I'm about to
No,
say we don't want you smoking cigarettes. You got to stay healthy and positive and clean. You know what I mean?
who's we? No, I cut. I stopped for me, not for
Oh,
you.
okay. Excuse me, but I don't even know what the topic is. I saw you live and got excited and just hit the link without even knowing what the heck you're talking about. What's going on?
Oh, no, well, I was just talking about the insecurities of certain women on this YouTube platform and why they like this abuse and what's wrong with them, and also what's wrong with me as well by watching this, because I'm no better for watching this monstrosity of the insecurity. But yeah,
It's all
I mean,
entertainment for me. And what I'm learning with YouTube is that most of the content creators and people on YouTube, unfortunately, I would say it's 90% mental illness. You know what I mean? I'm seeing a lot of bipolarness. I'm seeing a lot of narcissistic people, a lot of PTSD, a lot of depression. Like I see a lot of mental illness on the internet. You know what I mean? Like the buffoonery that I see that's going on doesn't make any sense. I mean, we're on an app for Christ's sake. Let me repeat what I just said. We are on an app called YouTube for Christ's sakes, meaning that it's easy just to delete the app or not consume the bullshit if you don't want to see the bullshit. So I like how you said you're actually taking accountability because you said that you watch some of the bullshit or whatever, but by simply not hitting a particular panel link or channel that you know is about bullshit, you have to take accountability as well. So do I. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. You know, you can easily avoid the drama by not opening that particular content creator's channel, knowing that there are a beefing sector or platform. What say you?
well, absolutely, yeah. But I mean, I'm also one of those people where it's just like, I do have a moment where I become like not self-righteous, but when certain things like, okay, poor Hemplo, there was someone wanted to drag someone because of their nationality, because they were Jamaican, and their drag was a green card. but we're all black, by the way. We're all black people. And yet you want to use some white supremacist things as a drag. My thing is like there's an art form to a drag. There is an art form that is being lost. And what I don't like, and I'm not talking about, what we do in the like people are so sensitive and so fucking soft, where the point is, if I don't like what you're gonna say, I'm gonna dox you. If I don't like when you say, I'm gonna use some white supremacy marks. I come from the world of joning. And for those who don't know what joning is, I'm from the Midwest. Joning means I'm a crack back at you, I'm a hit back at you, and everything else. We call it joning. So I'm an early millennial. We call it joning. Here, where I live in the on the West Coast, they call it cracking. So certain things, and but my thing is like when you're doing those things, us as a community have gotten so soft where even within our own niche we want to call the feds. Why would you want to call the slave master to like murder one of us because you didn't like what they said? Okay, cool, good one. Or and some of these women fucking insecure as fuck, and some of these men insecure. It's my thing is this: it's okay to like crack and do stupid shit, what have you, but I think some people, and it's not even young people, y'all, it's people over the age of 35 that are just like, wait, why are you gonna call the police? I mean, are you trying to get them killed because you didn't like what they said? And I get it. It's just, it ain't. I feel like it's like being at a country club, but it's a ghetto club where I had to be careful what I say. That's what I say.
What has it been against the law to drag somebody or disrespect somebody or whatever they call it on the internet nowadays? When has that been illegal? When is that a
Well,
situation where you have
it's
to
not
call?
about being against the law. It's about how people law themselves on the mentality of how much they can take. It's not about being against the law because people can manipulate the law as well. And
Mm.
so, we've seen that. And again, I've watched your channel for a couple years, so I've seen certain things that you've went through and what have you. Um,
Can you use an example, please?
oh, that racist. Mhm.
Oh yeah. Okay, I got you. You always bring that one up.
You know why? Because I was heavy and that lasted, and it went through different channels as well. Not channels
Right.
literally, but it went through different sectors of people that you like.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so I saw how that affected certain things. So that's why it's very like, but here in the beef and black sector, people will accept white supremacy, which I find really just weird. Like you have people like New Mexico, Jason, that cracker, and that he's like a cracker that is like meaning like he's broken and nobody likes him. And then there's Roy. People that we can't get those people out the sector because people befriend them and they make it okay to say the N word and let them be like prejudiced and racist at the same time. And I see a lot of us in both sectors. Like, listen, I don't I don't mind a hardcore like Jones session, what have you. But what I find it funny is when it comes to like those two characters that I mentioned, they won't do anything to get rid of them. They'll just be like, oh, okay. But yet, for your own brother and sister, you be like, I wish you poor death. I hope nothing, and I hope your mama died, grandmama died, blah blah. But yet, just say.
On our last conversation, that you and I had, I recall you saying, I don't know whether you wrote it in the live chat or you said it on the panel, but I want to say you wrote it in the live chat, and you described that you like dark comedy type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like you enjoy like some of the most raunchy, ratchet type of conversations that goes on the internet. That's like a guilty pleasure of yours.
Art form. Here's the thing, sweetheart. As someone that studied comedy, you don't go when you use that constantly. When you use the same thing, as it ain't funny anymore. It's repetition. When you use the same kind of formula, that ain't comedy. It ain't funny. First of all, never do things more. You always do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. If you do it past 3 in comedy, it's repetition, and you have nothing else to stand on. Richard Pryor would have told you that one. But and I like dark comedy, but when you go straight to that, that means you have nothing else. And it ain't funny. Now, if you make it funny, that's different. It's different if you make it funny, but when you're just like, well, you're just new, or or I hope your daddy died. No, where's the laughter in that, dude?
You
There's
know
an
what?
art.
You know what? And I agree with you. There is an art form to comedy. There's an art form to trolling. I do believe that, but a lot of people don't want to respect the art form of comedy or trolling, and
Right.
they go straight to the shock value. It's easy to say something that's shock value. Like I could come on here right now
Absolutely.
and,
Yeah.
and say the most raunchy, disrespectful thing to you out of nowhere, and it would probably even shock you because you and I are having a decent conversation right now. If I was to call you out your name randomly right now, you'd probably be pretty shocked. Like, wait a minute, behind the bar, why would you just disrespect me like that? We had a great conversation. You know what I mean? I could just say the most. It's easy to say something rude and disrespectful. You know what I mean? But sometimes it's harder for someone to even give somebody a compliment. It's easier to insult somebody than to give somebody their flowers. You know what I mean? We live in a society nowadays where a lot of people are bitter and angry, and misery loves company. You know what I mean? And if somebody's miserable, you know, they're going to try their best to put you in that same type of energy, that same type of vibe
Well,
as
because they're
them.
trying to make you mad. They're not trying to get a rebuttal. They're just trying to make you mad because they're miserable. And that's not the fun part. And the thing is, like, I like when someone is insulting me because I can come back snarky. But when you're just trying to come back at me because you're hateful and you're angry, because I can read that. I'm really intuitive about people and what have you. But when you're just going for the jugular because you got nothing else left, that's telling me that you're insecure, but you're giving me more power to like just put my teeth into your soul and make me hurt your feelings and leave a scar. Because that's the best thing I can do for you. I want you to make sure that you talk to your therapist or have to get a therapist because I'm going to hurt you with words. I don't fight. The best permanent scars ever are with words, and I'm good at that.
Is there any time that you think is necessary for black people to call police on one another? Like, for example, a situation where a boyfriend and girlfriend get into a domestic dispute inside the house. Is it necessary to call the police if it got slightly physical? You know, not to the point where the person is dying in the house, but if a man slaps a woman, should that woman call the police on that man right away, or she should just leave the relationship?
Are you asking me that I should not call 911? Yeah, I'm gonna call 911 and get my taser.
Oh, so you do believe in calling the police? Okay, I got that mixed up. I could have sworn you just said that you don't want to call the police.
I was never one of those people that say like I don't like the police, but I will call 911. I'm not one of those like I'll never call 911. No, please, child, never call. Yeah, I will call 911, and then I will make sure that, and especially with in domestic violence, honey. Do you know that a lot of us sisters have had to be in that situation? But there's an yeah, yeah. I will call the cops. You know why? Because you goddamn right. He's beating on me, but yet I'm gonna have to tase or cut this motherfucker. So, excuse my language, has not happened. But oh, Yusuf is here. Yusuf, I love Yusuf. Yeah, but that's not happened to me in a very long time. I That would be a last resort for me, as I have been, even though I'm from the suburbs, sweetheart. My first thought is like not 911. My first thought is like, do something, and that's how I am politically too. Do something, and my first thought is not run to like a government agency to save my life. It's do something before I have to run to that government agency so they can fail me more? Like, I mean, that's a
Okay,
funny question you asked me, but I'm that's how I
yeah,
feel.
I've heard of situations where police was called on a domestic dispute. So there was a mom. She called the police on her adult son that had like what is it? He had some type of mental disorder. What is it called? Is
Was he
it
bipolar or
no?
schizophrenic?
It wasn't bipolar. What the hell is it called?
PTSD.
Okay, he had PTSD, right? And I think it was PTSD. I don't. You know what? Don't quote me on it. But put it like this: he had this sort of where sometimes he can't control his anger. You know what I mean? And
It would be PTSD.
okay, well, see, I don't know the name of it. So, anyways, she called the cops on him, and when the cops came, he still was angry. He still was really belligerent. You know what I mean? And he came outside. He had a knife in his hand,
I know the story.
and you know, and
I know the
you know the
story.
rest, and you know the rest. You know what I
I know the
mean?
story. Well, honey, this is a. Do you not know that this country doesn't even talk about mental illness? They just use it as a pawn. And first of
Mm,
all, yeah, I mean, no, they're wrong. But what I'm saying is the whole system is so fucked up. The most mentally
it was
ill
autism. It was autism. That's the word. That he had autism. He was
not the
autistic.
part. The most mentally ill people are the cops. And
Mm,
they don't know how to handle. But you know why? Because a lot of the cops that
we're
are
bullied.
in the force right now do have PTSD because they are from Afghanistan. There are some of those child. Come on, man. Hey, Yusuf, can you come up? And I mean, I know what story. That's not the only story. If you're talking about the one that happened last year, and
Yes, I believe it happened in Philadelphia. I think.
there was one in upstate New York.
Okay.
There was one that happened in St. Louis, my hometown. There was one because mental illness, Denver. I mean, these people, mental illness is a really fucking thing. But in our community, now that we're starting to even have dialogue about it, um, it's still Oh, it's still a thing with us. And I get so pissed off with African Americans. I'm sorry. I'm talking about, I call myself a person of the diaspora, but African Americans, and I'm talking about us here in America, the education system really failed a bunch of us fuckers. You know why? Because if you don't even know common sense about the fact that like the mental illness and the centuries of abuse is not still affecting us, it is. And when some of us think that it's just so passe and it doesn't affect us, I'm not it it's not about being victims, it's about the PTSD that is still left over, and we pretend that we don't talk about, or we pretend it's okay, and we pretend that it's I mean, you don't. I get really fucking passionate about this, I really do.
I could tell. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but the condition the gentleman had, what I'm talking about, it was autism. He was autistic.
You talking about you talking about what's his name? What is
No, I'm talking about the story that I was telling you about that the police shot him up with the knife in his hand. He
oh
was
the
autistic.
oh yes, the one in Denver, the one that was the violin player, I forgot that brother's name. And the one that you're talking about in upstate New York, um, yeah, he his mom called because he was out of control, and yet they killed it. It's the same thing. It happens so very often in our community, but now we're seeing what it is. And you know what's here's a funny story. My friend and I were talking about, because I'm also from Chicago, and we were talking about the Highland Park thing. And I don't know if you guys know about the Highland Park shooting on uh
Yes, we heard about it. Yeah,
yeah,
at the
where,
parade, right?
yeah, where the dad of the shooter was like, I don't regret uh getting my son the gun, or a couple years ago his dad got his underage son the gun, and in Illinois you have to be 21, and this man was running to be a politician. He lost, thank God. um but this fucking man, he kind of made himself an accomplice to the fact, like, I'm not mad about giving my son the gun. And I mean, the gun. Do you understand how much this country is obsessed with the gun? I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about them, how obsessed they are with the gun. The reason why we had the gun sometimes was for survival mostly, but yet they didn't give us that gun because they knew if we had that gun, we would, But this is, there was a big firecracker tonight, and my homegirl and I, we were walking down the street, and I was like, oh shit, is there someone on the roof? Is there a white boy on the roof?
Mm.
I mean, do y'all think about, I mean, everything is coming. Oh, this is Yusuf.
Hey, you said nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you too. I think I spoke to you before. I saw you on a panel before behind the bar.
Oh, okay, okay. Nice to meet you again. Then I don't quite remember though.
Probably Diva or somebody. I don't know. But
Yusuf is
he
dope.
cool you.
Both the hi.
Shout out to you, bro.
Shout
He's
out to you, fam. I
he
was
has
just
ratchet
listening.
news. He's really on it.
Right, and I'm very passionate about black women's issues and stuff like that, and the stuff not just black men. but black women too. You know what I'm saying? Black men and black women is a part of each other. You know what I mean? And that's a part of the main disconnect that I feel. And so like even when I hear like when you ask the question behind the bar is like, you know, is it worth calling the cops on the black man or whatever? And I understand that it shouldn't be, but my thing is like if the average black woman, not the black women in your life, because we know they can probably rely on you, but a lot of women don't have that. And like if women can't call their husbands, their brothers, their fathers, their
Uncle.
sons, their cousins, gangsters in the hood, everybody else in the black community to come get an abusive black man out of their house, then who else will they call but slave patrol? You know? And so it's like it's a responsibility on us to not only fight against these men who are killing us, but not take that out on our women and protect them too. That's just my personal opinion. And because like I just reported on a story today, and of course I got flagged and all of this, and it's just a story. Mind you, I'm not doing nothing but a story using my words on media. Imagine real life people and real life places and things. The girl, another girl, Aisha Nelson, she has the name of my sister.
Mhm.
Aisha Nelson was killed by her boyfriend, and so was her daughter just this week.
It's so much
Why? After
homicide.
she called the cops 3 times, she called the cops 3 times to report that he had threatened her with a gun that she purchased for him because he had a record. He took that gun and killed her and her daughter this week. And the cops was there. One of them was a black man. The white female cop had her body cam on. How ironic. The cam is never on when they're shooting us down, is it? But who we gonna cry to about that? Black women? So Aisha Nelson called the cops 3 times. They didn't come. And when they got there, they pussyfooted around and didn't empathize and de-escalate the situation, nor care about her being a black woman with a black man and having to do all of that. They was not caring. And then guess what? After they went home, after they went about they did and got donuts and biscuits, he shot Aisha and her little baby, her young daughter. And so all because even she did call the cops, but it's a lot of women who don't call the cops and who won't call the cops and who will be beaten upside the head. A month ago, it was a woman who got stabbed 12 times by her husband. And then she didn't even die. She stayed in the house and healed up a little bit. A week later, all patched up, went to take her daughter to regular swimming practice. Husband came in there and shot her up. So when you
Let me
have
ask you a question, Yusef. I'm
mm-hmm,
sorry. Go ahead.
no,
I
go
had
ahead.
a question for you,
Because there's
and
more. There's
I mean
Femicide,
it.
countless.
by the way, femicide is way up. Femicide is very, very up. And that's something I also programs that I'm actually been helping and working on about, especially with Black women with sexual assault and rape. There's a lot of things I've been working on, working with our community about, because abuse in our community, because behind the bar, you ain't I mean, you're not a young whippersnapper like 21, 22 year old. We're talking about I mean, it's a whole different animal, but actually age don't even matter. Let me shut up. I'll go on mute before.
All right, so here's what I'm going to ask you, Yusef. So I'm not sure if you frequent some of the same channels. You mentioned Clyde Diva, so I kind of could assume that certain channels that you're probably familiar with, which the women are very, very aggressive. We're watching in real time some of these women on YouTube where they really aggressive and they seem like they're always ready to fight. And these are not our mothers' generations and our grandparents' generation. It seems like the women are getting more and more aggressive. My question to you, Yusef, and I mean this by all due respect, is there ever a situation where a woman may provoke that man to get physical with her and put hands on her? And if so, is the woman going to take accountability for her actions for provoking that man to maybe, assault her respectfully?
My answer, respectfully, is no. Be a man. And the answer is don't wait till it's too late. And this is not the time to have that type of discussion.
And
Now
first of all, we're talking about domestic violence right
everything
now,
is
dude. We're
circumstantial.
talking about domestic violence. And first of all, if we're going to talk about a
Like
silly
no one would bring, if you bring that up as a black man, the women going to attack you. The black
yeah,
men
you
are
don't
going to
do
attack
that.
you
First of all, we're
because you
talking
sound like you're not empathetic to what they're saying.
exactly. Don't do
You're
that.
very valid in what you're saying, but this is not the time for that.
And behind the bar, that's like me judging all men and saying like all you are domestic. Don't do that.
Because this one
Because
killed that
because
one. Exactly.
because behind the bar, there are women that do set men up and do some sloppy shit.
But
Am
there's
I
a whole bunch of women who
and
do right by men and who love them and who would never date nothing but a black man and still get killed. And so it's a level of racial loyalty here. That's the issue. That a lot of black men, and it's those of us who are the good black men who have to confront our evil twins and let them know they won't harm our sisters, they won't harm our women, they won't harm the mothers of the black womb. You know what I'm saying? And like you can never do this to a white woman as a black person, you know? And
I don't
so
like the fact and behind the bar, the thing is that's what our problem is with some of us.
like that had nothing to do
When
with
you
this.
hold
Like,
on, hold on, Yusuf, hold
I'm
on.
sorry, that has nothing to do
No,
with
no,
this.
no, no. The thing is behind the bar, when you do that, you actually kind of dismantle the pain of and the thing that we're talking about. You do the whataboutism. Don't do that. We do that way too much because we're not doing that to. That's like me judging all brothers and saying they're all deadbeats, what have you. Don't do that. Don't do that because I am one of those women that have been through a domestic violence, that I've had that. And so, and I've heard that before, and it really pisses me off. It really does because I don't judge you brothers like that. But yet I hear that same thing
Too
from some
often.
brothers. And
Too
I'm a married
often.
woman, and I don't, and I, and here's another thing. Maybe is it because that we have a little bit of freedom with our box? Is it maybe because we have a little bit of freedom with our sexuality?
How could you
Is that,
expect black women to respond?
is it because I had freedom of choice? And that makes some men don't do that because that sounds really sexist. And I know you're better than that. And I know you're smarter. But when I hear that argument, it tells me something about you. I was even my daddy didn't even say that shit to me. And so
I'll say something, Tori.
that 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 discounts our worth when you say stuff like that. And it kind of hurts my feelings a little bit. Just like it would discount your feelings if I said, well, is it that all black men or some of these brothers are just deadbeats? I don't count you in that. I don't do that.
The
I'm
main
more respectable. And I know it's not because you're going on a stereotype, and I don't do that to us. Y'all need to get out of that white man's mentality. Y'all, I'm married to a white man, and I don't even do that shit. Come on now.
and he will not justify your death.
I mean, come on. I'm married to a white man. I don't even do that shit to us. I don't even discount brothers like that. But you discounting, I don't, there's something, we get out of that soil.
There's a body cam footage here that's the highlight of this story also. Look at these beautiful black girl and baby and woman. But besides that is a body cam footage that is really being illuminated here of the fact of how the officers handled the situation. They didn't care. They were making the same excuses. Even the white female officer said literally maybe there was something she did to provoke him. She said that out of her own recessive mouth. And it's just so hurtful to know that, even at the hest of a lie, they didn't even get justice for Emmett Till. If they lie on something you do to their women, but you do something to our women, and it's just looked past because you did it to yourselves. And so there's even if you are tired of women's attitude, you're tired of this, you're tired of that, that doesn't justify it because you control yourself around white supremacy. We've controlled ourselves in this white nation and never waged war back against our enemies.
Amen.
So why can't we look past black women having to turn a certain way because they've been feeling left alone?
Listen, I'm a black woman, and y'all ain't gonna like what I'm gonna say right now, but I don't like American men, period. I gave up. I'm sorry. That means American black men, white men, and I don't like American men as much anymore. Because there's a supremacy, and by the way, no, it's European, it's Latin, it's all over the place. But when I hear the xenophobia from us that live that came from a boat, and we're here, and yeah, you want to tell people to go back to their own country, and yet we black, and you want to tell someone that is black. I mean, dude,
Well, that's all a part of the division and why we won't fight for each other. We only fight against each
we
other.
don't
It's
know how to
all
stay on
brainwash.
code.
It's
There's no
all
code.
brainwash.
We don't know how to stay on code. And another thing I don't like is the colorism. I don't fucking like it. It makes me fucking angry because it's sometimes, and some of you brothers ain't gonna like this, what I'm gonna say, but it's always the dark ones that want someone that is lighter or whiter or brighter.
It's always the light ones that want somebody darker too. So it's a thing to where melanin skips a generation. A dark skinned woman can give birth to a light skinned child, and a dark skinned
It's called
vice versa.
genetics. It's called genetics,
Yeah,
science.
exactly. And sometimes the concentration of melanin to skip a generation, there are different forms of melanin. The point is to be blessed and grateful that you got that in you and not all hype about the white blood. Because I mean, it is what it is. You can't help that you was born, but you can help how you breed. You see?
Yusuf, have you been getting, because I've been getting a little bit of like ignorant American black folk stuff about like Af- I don't think a lot of some American black people realize that the majority of us went down south. The majority, we only got 30% up here in the States. I'm talking about history right now. Because there's this thing for some of us white people, y'all don't know, but what hurts me more is that we in the diaspora don't know the fact of like the majority of us are in Latin American countries and we speak Spanish and French and things. We don't speak English. Um, what makes me mad is the xenophobia.
Everybody speaks their oppressor's tongue. We should all be ashamed. We all speak our oppressor's tongue. We're just a boat stop away. What matters here is black genetics. Look at blackness under a microscope and then go off of that.
And to me it's like have some of us, I mean, if some of us would get a passport and go to see us down in Brazil or Central America,
I see
or
what you're saying. They got the issues over there too. Everywhere you
oh
go,
no
they're
no,
trying to
oh
bring
yeah, I
themselves
didn't say it
out.
was better.
There's black ones and white ones.
Yeah,
Everywhere you go, there's black ones and white ones.
right. But that experience is better, is healthy to see, to me, rather than like
Right.
just, my thing is this. Listen, I got family in England, I got family in China, and then going to first of all, I like Latin America part, but they have a caste system, y'all. But their caste system is in your face, in contrast to aquí here in America, where it's an invisible caste system where you think you fit into the part, but you don't. And then also the customs, like if you go to the Caribbean, you have a little bit of the African customs that are whitewashed, and so on. But my thing is like it makes me so angry that when people say she's Puerto Rican or she's Dominican, I'm like, can you not say that she's Puerto Rican or Dominican? And will Puerto Ricans, Dominicans stop saying that? Are you a white Puerto Rican? Are you a black Puerto Rican? Are you indigenous? Because first of all, Puerto Rican's not a race, y'all. Dominican is not a race.
Amen. Say it again, child, because
And
they're so slow.
can we just stop saying that? I mean, Puerto Ricans are Cubanos. I mean, come on, dude. Can we just stop saying I'm Puerto Rican? Really? What's your grandma?
Everybody's backwards, though. Everybody's trying to call themselves ethnically cleansing, and they want to get white. If you was really trying to ethnically cleanse, you'll be blackening the planet. We're the originals out this bitch, all walks and shades and forms. And I think that takes a lot. And I know a lot of us, we say, oh, we come from kings and queens and we the descendants of gods and goddesses, and we'll say that, but we don't really believe that shit. We think we're low life, low level devil's kids.
So Yusef, are you against interracial relationships, Yusef?
Well, it's not that I'm against them, but I'm not for them.
He's not
What
for
I'm
them.
against. What I'm against is black women dying alone because black men don't appreciate them, or vice versa. What I'm against is black people dying alone because we can't get it together. But I'm a high advocate for black on black relationships. I would never personally date white, even as whatever homosexual, whatever you want to call it. I still have a racial preservation instinct. And if we were to offer into a birth decline like they are, I would be breeding, or whatever the case is. But I'm a big proponent that it takes a black woman and a black man in order to make a black child. You see, that's my strong agreement, strong argument, and I'm sticking to it. Hey, Tisa, and I'm sticking to it, and I think that
And I respect that too.
I'm not with it before though, because there's a lot of people that'll say, "Oh, well, you're gay, so you're not this and you're not that." So everyone has a preference, so to speak. But even still, racial preservation is a different thing. It takes a heterosexual black man and a heterosexual black woman to make black life. And so, if y'all don't get it together and restore black love, we're all fucked. Gays and trans, everybody, we're just your kids, little versions of you.
So if I heard you correctly, did you say that you're gay? Maybe I heard you wrong.
Yes, I am, but I will still never let nothing happen to a black woman. And if we were in a birth decline, I would be breeding.
Listen, did you hear what he said behind the bar? That is actually the most eloquent, and that is I actually don't fit what he's talking about, and I'm agreeing with him because it makes sense. It's logic.
Because you claim your own blackness. I don't have to claim you. You claim your own blackness. I'm not your dad.
Okay, so you don't want to reproduce at any no time, right? You said you don't want to reproduce at all.
Well, I don't see a need. I wonder if my spirit came here already knowing there was no need to reproduce in a world where we needed to be warriors. Unless we were birthing the next nation of warriors. You see, our enemies give birth to Klansmen and Klansmen juniors from Klansmen seniors and Klansmen the thirds. We're only passing down mindsets. We're passing down mental traps, and we're passing down our oppression on the backs of their generational wealth for things that we've never fought for. And then we will quit to fight the woman or fight one another as opposed to our enemies. And so to me, there's no need to bring a child in this world. And I think my spirit already knew it. And I still love my black men and black women more than anything in this world. And I don't see no room for no black child right now, because where are the women going to take care of them safely at? Where are the women going to give birth to them without giving their own black child seeing a racist Karen first? Where? This is not the common collective interest of our community. Only thing we're really worried about is the gender war and dating and fucking.
The fucking part is way too much out of that part.
I hope I answered your question though, but I know I'm all over the place and I'm a kind of eccentric individual in that regard. But you know, I don't really stand for all of the weakness and cowardice that we show as a collective, and then how much we buck up in our homes. I've never been proud of that. You know, I come from a black household, a black family. No one can ever underestimate my black experience just because my dick doesn't get hard for black women who, the ones of y'all who do dick get hard, can't even tolerate their presence. Meanwhile, I hear what they're saying. I understand what they're going through, and I wish that I could do something.
Understood.
That part.
Hey, Toya, I'm gonna drop down. Nice talking to y'all. I'm gonna listen in the chat. All right.
Bye, brother. Ooh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. You and the thing, listen, I do agree with the majority of everything that you said because it makes sense. I mean, it's actually kind of logical. And but I also I do have this thing still where as I really find it okay, this is about to get really controversial, y'all. And y'all ain't gonna like me for this. But I'm just finding something really odd and really weird where when I go to Europe and even when my friends and I go to Europe, why are we embraced more, though that is the OG of the original colonies and yeah, but America to us and even to our own kind, and even when we're in Europe, brothers don't even like us. It is the weirdest fucking mind fuck.
12.
And I don't like it. And it's like, wait, what the fuck is going? I don't trust it. I mean, but it is a weird mind fuck. But I mean, I know what it is now, but America has it just really does something. Ooh, child. Okay, go.
12. Let me
Mhm.
say, I really wish that Behind the Bar would have added some more to the conversation. I find it interesting how oftentimes a lot of black men will leave the conversation once it gets too heated. It makes them have to think, and this could have been a great opportunity for him to show and flex his muscles of how he's a different type of black man. But it's seeming like it's the same because it's like, okay, this conversation came up, it took a turn. But like, okay, for instance, when you try to throw a curveball and say, well, maybe she did something to provoke him. If we would have entertained that notion and it would have started a gender war, he would have been full of passion. He would have been speaking with ferocity and present in that discussion. But when it started talking about the lack of protection and provision for black women and showing how it was an issue and a result of what you're getting from black women, and then he bowed out gracefully. And the average black man does that. He was more graceful than most, I will say that, but bowed out nonetheless.
I don't, and I have to be cautious when I say that because, especially being married to a white man, I have to be very cautious when I say, like, well, it's just another black man doing that. I actually was
I
trying to
said
be
that.
married to
I
a black man, but they did not want me because I was too educated. I was too intimidating.
exactly. You
I was,
challenge him to be better. That's what they don't want. You challenged him to be better. That's what every black woman do to all these black men. Challenge them to be better, and they're not up to the occasion. They can only come together and work together and think for themselves when they're doing crime activity, gang activity, human trafficking activity, sexual degenerate and depravity. That's the only time black men seem to, by and large, be able to come together and work with a code of ethics. Other than that, because like I said, if we would have started this into a black woman bashing contest, he would have been here full of passion and ferocity. Soon as it started for him to need that smoke towards fighting against any internalized issues that we all have to do, fighting against the status quo, and then uplifting and showing the women that you're here for them and that they'll not out of his words, out of his mouth ever came out, well, that'll never happen to no women in my life. Well, I will protect the black woman. I will. It was never none of that. It was let me go.
well, I mean, I will say this, like, I
No,
mean,
that was weakness. That was weakness. To me, that was weakness. That was afraid to face the conversation that we've been avoiding for
Wonderbar, you
centuries.
should have stayed up. You should have stayed up because it would have been a great debate.
Right. And he don't want that. He only wants to debate with women and debate with other women haters, in my opinion.
And my thing is this, like, we're not all a stereotype. Listen, I don't have kids. I have a college degree. I'm doing fine. All my listen, I don't live in a stereotype of what black women, what their idea of black woman. It's so fucked up, kind of like what the idea of black women that they see here on not YouTube, but in life in general. But there some of them are really mad because we're smarter, we're harder, and we get people like Goldman Sachs to
Be
give us a little
attracted
bit
to
of money to start businesses.
I would
Whoop.
be attracted to that as my counterpart. To have a strong counterpart, that goes to show how strong I can be and how strong I am and how strong we can be together. See, that's because see, when they get with these other groups of women, they don't really challenge them to that greatness inside of you as a black person who's been oppressed.
I've always, I've always been about for us, but but my thing is this, some of us are the worst white supremacists as well. Some of us are the biggest white supremacists within ourselves. And it's the most horrible thing. And the sexism, like especially when Roe v. Wade, first of all, you how can
That
you
has
say
nothing to do with black people. I just want to say, sidebar, just to keep it in the back of your minds, that has nothing to
yeah,
do with
yeah,
we're
yeah.
not in a birth decline. We just need to get undivided.
But my thing is like to me, it's not our fight anymore. It's not our fight anymore. Like it to me, it's like everything that we said put on the table, we try to tell y'all. So bye. Uh it's not I'm a pro-choice kind of person. So I'm tired of fighting
You know
for
what gets on my nerves about that? I see black people and I understand the free choice and of your body agency. The men have the body agency not to get you pregnant, but they don't want to take that accountability. They were
I
literally alive based on your free will and body agency to give birth to them, and then they're
first
trying
of
to take that
all,
away.
I God, I wish I still did comedy, but I have a podcast. You guys, please go. I have a podcast every Wednesday or every Tuesday. Check it out. Um, my thing is, I have a joke and I'm working on it. Every time a guy like masturbates, you're killing life. I mean, seriously, you're masturbating, you're killing life, you guys. So seriously, here, I mean, you talk about us and our womb, your masturbation techniques, you kill. Masturbation kills for you men. But, neither here or there. It's a horrible joke. It's a work in progress.
Child.
Terrible.
I just think there's a lot of layers to it, and we just have to be able, smart enough to think ourselves out of a brown paper bag instead of trying to pass the test. We need to be focusing, and it's just ridiculous. Everybody's just misguided. We're all focusing on the wrong
Do you
thing.
mind coming up? Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm listening to you. I was
No,
asking
that
if
was it. I'm just saying, we just, I don't know. It's just like every time that we have these powerful discussions, it's by and large, the vast majority, at least 90 to 95% of black men are not there when black women need somebody to comfort them, when black women need someone to encourage them and then let them know, at least say and act like they're going to protect them. They don't even do that. But when it comes time to fight against the black woman in the culture and the gender wars, these black men are so ferocious and fearless, but they're scared of white men, and I don't like that shit. You
that part.
cower down to white men, and then you walk around wondering why your woman don't want to submit to you when you're being a fucking coward. Okay, and it's not cute no more. You know what's going on because black men ain't dumb. That's the thing. What I can't stand is that they act dumb. Ain't nothing slow about us. We the originals. Ain't nothing to fuck slow under the sun. Y'all are willfully ignorant out of fear.
What makes me angry is like they're so much better than that, and they're selling themselves short. But I can't waste my time.
Non-black people would respect black men more if they stood up for themselves in their race. You want all these people to accept you so much more than your own. If you actually stood up for yourself, they would respect. You know that people don't respect a race traitor? Not even another race. Nobody respects a race traitor. I'm getting fucking mad because they know they some bucks. That's why they drop out. You don't want the ancestors to speak. Let me shut up.
Oh no. Let me go.
No, I'm giving public grace by shutting
No. Let me go in. Because what we're dealing with also another race traitor, the biggest one. We're dealing with a Clarence Thomas. I'm sorry. I have to go in on this fucking cell, the biggest coon of them all, who taught the coons of all coons to be the coonish of them. And yet, what makes me so fucking angry, I'm sorry, I am a person that is I'm pro-choice, okay? But yet, Black women saved this country. And yet, Black people gave everyone the warning signs about what was going to happen and this white domestic terrorism and everything coming full circle. Everything is coming full circle, and yet no one was listening to us. Centuries, our wombs, our bodies. I'm getting really fucking tired of saving this country called America. I'm getting really fucking tired. My grandfather, born on a reservation, yeah, part indigenous. We getting tired on that side too, okay? We get really fucking tired. What am I gonna do? What the fuck are we going to do? No, I can't. And especially when it comes to some of our own where they don't get it. Let me be careful. Let me be careful. It just really is pissing me off, the fact of the matter that we have certain people even in our culture that just buy into this white supremacy ideology and they think it's fucking okay, but yet they get sucked into like this whole entertainment thing, like, well, I don't know how to vote, but Puffy and the City Girls are, you know more about Puffy and the City Girls, but you don't know where to vote. What's wrong with you? Or you don't know how much you're making hourly, but you know about the fact that like fucking like something on the Breakfast Club, like they took civics class out for a reason, to dumb people, and here we are, we made it. But yet what is such the biggest disappointment is sometimes our own. I know it was by design. I know it's by design. Duh. But yet, even by design, how ignorant can you be to be such a self-hater? To buy into the ideology is just killing me. It is just killing. It is fucking with me that the reason why I don't call myself African American anymore, I call myself American diaspora. I don't like the xenophobia. I don't like the colorism. I don't like a lot of stuff. And the Latin Black people, they got some fucking issues as well. Ooh, child. That whole color struck and all. England, if you've ever been to England, oh, they got a big problem over there too. The Africans and the Bohemians, they fight. They fighting. over who can be the it's all over. It's a mind trip, dude. It's such a mind trip. Oh, when you go to Middle East, oh, that's even better. I've never seen a relaxer. I mean, you have women trying to get relaxers. There's a whole relaxer program and a bleaching that was in the Middle East, or that's still going on in the Middle East. Those ads really kind of effed with me as well. It is so all over. It's very overwhelming, but even dealing with home, when just trying to be at home, it is a mind fuck, dude. It's fucking exhausting. And I get tired of telling Negroes about us when the civil rights movement's still fresh and we can okay, let me stop. Go. Yusuf, just go. I'm just
Well, I could just say, I'm only one individual person, but I will say this as an individual black male myself, born of a black womb and a black seed, all I see is you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry for whatever our brothers, our ancestors, wherever we did wrong and whatever we're not getting right to this day. And if there's any piece of solace that I can offer black women, to know that there are some black men out there who get it. There are some, and at least know that, the like we're all different types. We're so diverse, all in our own. You know what I'm saying? So just me as an individual black gay man, people like me, a lot of us we get it. It's a lot of certain types of black men that get it. It's a lot of types of non-black men that get it. There's other people that understand. I just want y'all to know that, like, for all it's worth, for all of my passion and everything that I could do and everything that I could say, I could put that energy out there that it's going to get better, and that it's going to change, and that black men are going to get unite. Black men are going to fight. Black men are going to win for you. For you.
Yeah, and especially when it comes to the
I wish I could mean it more. I only can speak for myself. I'm outnumbered. Ain't nobody I can even talk to. I can't even get 5 good black men on the panel to have a deep discussion, but you can get 20 to dog y'all out.
So I have a trans cousin, and I have my older gay cousin who she's in her 60s, and her and I had a P Valley. She loves P Valley. Okay, so you know where I'm getting ready to go. Where how this whole thing about like all these straight men were mad about all the sex and what have you that was going on with a certain episode. And my cousin and I, she's the one that taught me how to be okay with my sexuality. She's bisexual, but she's married to a woman. And so she always made me okay with my sexuality. She's 65 years old and she looks great. And her and I, we do this P Valley weekly thing. And so we were talking about the last episode and all. And I said, like, cuz you know that a lot of
This on
men,
the podcast?
huh?
On your podcast?
Oh, no.
Y'all should do it on the podcast.
That might be next week. Oh, this week. Okay. I will. I'll do that. Um, but we were talking about how, like, because it was talking about these men, they were prison friends. And so I was talking about the fact of, like, is it the fact that the secret came out? The secret came out about what happens with black men, some of them in prison. And the episode there was a relationship, and it was it was a beautiful, healthy relationship. And there's a lot of homophobia within our community. And I know you are a same gender loving brother, but I also have to ask you, how do you feel about, like, there's a lot of frauds,
Right.
and it just what's
What's
wrong?
the question? What's the question? I'll answer it.
Okay, my question is, actually, I ain't got no question. I ain't got no question. My thing is, why? What is, I don't understand some of these brothers that think that it's okay to come out. It's okay. And why is it this hiding agenda thing? It's it's kind of fucking sad.
Well, you talking about why are black men scared to come out the closet?
That part.
Oh,
That part.
that's the question. Well, my answer is layered, but my first part of that question and answer is always going to be shame. Black men are shame, and I'm not talking about the shame that they are projected to endure from coming out in the way that society is. I'm talking about where the shame is rooted and where it lies deeply. I think that there's a lot of shame of homosexuality in the black community because black men have never faced their rapists.
That part. That's the part right there. I
Have
agree with you.
never faced the men who bent them over and raped them in front of their women and killed them and did all of that. It's the same issues with other issues in the world. It's the white man with the issues, and I'm not blaming the white man. What I'm saying is I'm blaming us for not confronting the white motherfucker. Because
That
at the end of the day, that's when they was raping you on the plantation in front of your women to show that there wasn't no image and to break them and get their estrogen levels through the roof, and they were breeding slaves with y'all. And they did all of that to y'all. Y'all never went and chopped off their dicks. You know what I'm saying? Hell, you ain't chop off their dicks when they was raping your wife. So at the end of the day, them bending you over, that's a lot of shame associated with that. And you never went and addressed it. And then it was effective to this day. So at the end of the day, even though it in lies and it's an urge, and then it's also a part of nature, your body, what it wants and what it desire is going to tell you itself. And it's you lying to your body, lying to the world, and all of this. And then it's all these issues. You're ready to kill people and do all this stuff, all because of your urges. It's the same way that they take out everything on black women instead of the white man. It's why they'll take it out on the gay person instead of the white. Like the gay agenda overall is about, Disney Channel and this and that stuff, sexualizing your child and your people and all of that stuff. And then when it comes down to the actual people who are born in that and affected by that, the gay black agenda is really ultimately just to be accepted by our mothers and fathers.
That's actually, yeah. Yep. And you know what? Nino Mas. That's exactly what it is. My thing is this: sexuality is, I've always liked a man that's always came clean about his sexuality. Thank
A
God
lot of women would like a bisexual man, just the
oh,
same way men like girl on girl, women like guy on guy.
right.
Yeah, but this the thing, you're lying to yourself, so you're always going to sell yourself short. That's just like when a lot of people, men and women, will spend their life in love on a person who doesn't love them back when it could be a person there who loves them, or they could be loving themselves. It's the same thing. They do the same thing, and then so it's like it's all this creepy down low stuff, and then all the stuff is homoerotic everywhere. People see stuff all the time, and we're all only human, and so it's like there's no need to front. But if you would stop lying to yourself, that would save a lot, because you actually have a lot of women that you don't even realize that's freaky as fuck and like that shit. And
That's the point.
right,
That's
but They
Oh, no.
always do that. It's all for not being honest with yourself. As black men, we got to be honest. It don't matter if you fucking gay. Don't nobody give a fuck if you gay. Nobody give a fuck if you fucking with a white bitch. Nobody give a fuck if you got a white husband. Nobody give a fuck if you got mixed kids. Nobody give a fuck about all that. What we talking about is the black motherfucking gene and the black motherfucking society thriving and happy out this bitch. I don't see what's so hard about that. Everybody acting retarded.
It doesn't make sense to me because, like, you know, I've always liked. Listen. Here's my role. I've always liked a man that has been with another man. You know why? Because I trust him and he's been there. And if he likes it, he likes it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Makes me feel we're all good. All the boxes are checked. So what's the fucking problem? I've never had an issue with a man that has been with another man and I've dated them or what have you. It makes me feel more comfortable. I don't I've never and I've always been weary of a man that is like so homophobic. Ugh. And first of all, most homophobic men don't know what they're doing sexually anyway because they're confused. They don't, ugh, God, it's the worst. Ugh, it's the worst. It's the worst thing that you could ever be with. Um, but yeah, it's men being with men is not an issue with me. My thing is this: just be honest. If you liked it, you liked it. If you wouldn't, I'm I'm a free thinker, free lover, what have you. I don't care. I've been with women. It's just, you know, I'm saying too much. I'm really saying too much right now. I gotta get off this phone. Anyone else? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? 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 Cool. I think I've already said too much tonight. Yusuf is on mute. I'm probably gonna get my ass off of here, but I do love everyone. Unless
I
you're a
love who
racist,
love me.
xenophobe,
Exactly. Yeah.
homophobe,
Yeah. Throw that in
uh,
there.
or in all
Yeah.
those people, but I love everyone. But
Yeah.
if you don't understand what sexuality is, I don't like you either.
And why would
Sexuality.
you lie to a woman about sexuality? Women are the founders of sexuality. Women created sexuality and all of that with their divinity and their femininity. Well, how could you deny it? Just like how you see how Toya right here, she's the bad boosh. She said at the end of the day, she don't go fuck if you fuck the dude before, long as you're fucking me. And this is the thing. These dudes be sometimes they be bisexual, be real freaky, and give you some good dick. You know what I'm saying? And so just why you even lie? You know what I mean? Why even go through all of that? Like a woman might want to see you suck a dick and might get her pussy wet while she sit on your face. I'm so sorry.
Keep going.
No, but you like that shit. Skeet and kiss you. Y'all just freaky, but you never you should give a woman the chance and the fair right, and you should give yourself the fair chance and the fair right. For you might find your perfect lover, you might find your perfect gay lover and your perfect straight lover. You might find your perfect bisexual lover. You might find your perfect trans lover. You might find your perfect lover if you actually be honest with yourself about your sexual identity. And as long as you lie to yourself about that, all you're going to really get is cooties and crabs and sexually transmitted
Crap.
demons.
I agree with that one. Cooties and crabs. Oh my God, Yusuf. This is why, dude, Yusuf, dude, you're awesome.
You too, boo. You gonna be up?
Oh yeah. Well, no, I gotta go. I'm gonna fall asleep because my edible is actually kicking in. So that's why I'm feeling like
My weed kicking out. I need to re up.
But anyway, Yusuf, I love that you came on this platform. And thank
I've
you
been
for
over here before. Don't act like I ain't never hit your link before. I hit your link before.
um
Yes, I have. Maybe
Yusuf
even
says
twice
to hit
before.
go.
Yeah, I've been here
And
before. Yeah.
yeah. And actually, no, the thing is like, no, the reason why I really highly respect you and your content. And I wish people would really highly respect your content and all the knowledge that you're putting out there. But yet they put stupid shit out there.
Right. One day I'll
And,
just drag the right person. I'll drag the right person one day and they'll all come. It doesn't matter. It only takes one good viral video.
but I learned a lot of news from you, and your stuff is really fucking great. Y'all, please. Yusuf is awesome as fuck. You're one of my favorite news people. You're my
Really?
news. You're my news. And you an asshole about it.
Really? Really?
That's my
No.
80s clap.
Not the dry applause, honey.
You get my 80s clap. I'm sorry. Yusuf
Well,
gets
thank
my
you.
80s clap. My Judd
I
Nelson.
appreciate your diverse outlook on everything, because like usually I don't know anybody who's in like interracial relationships or who's doing this or who's doing that. Like I know of people but like I don't really I don't know. It's something outside of my world. And if you rewind just about a year, 2 years, 3 years, like I wouldn't have even been comfortable with you, but then I would have sold myself short, even as just a person getting to know you, to not know an amazing person. You know what I'm saying? Because I appreciate all melanin in all forms, wherever melanin lives and dwells, I want to be. And then so that's the thing. I see the beauty, no matter if somebody's mixed or if somebody's mixing or whatever it is. What I see is I respond to the melanin. That's just me.
And Yusuf also, being into an interracial marriage, I have these moments as well, like where like I talk about like because he's from the UK, but there's classism there. So
Yeah,
he
they're
will
trash over there too. Don't make no
oh,
excuses for them over there. They're America's
yeah,
brother. They're trash.
yeah.
Yeah, just like America.
Yeah. No, I'm not that blindsided. Come on now. Come on now. I read
No,
very
I'm just
well.
saying for the listeners, because they'll just take it at ear value.
But I'm also, him and I, we've been together for many years. So we have these conversations. And so when I say crackers, he knows I'm talking about demographic. But he doesn't even like white American people. But yet we have the conversation about Boris Johnson. He's not a fan of him. He's not a fan of him. So, there's classism that goes on in Europe and where he's from, where there's a dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
So we talk about that, but
Right.
do we have our culture clashes?
Of course.
Yep.
And everybody knows what a cracker is, and everybody knows what a black woman is who you cannot try. And so, that's a journey for y'all, all of yourself, and I would never, like I said, I've seen way too many black women wind up alone because they chose not to date outside, something that black men do and try to leverage against black women, as
I
opposed to being, yeah.
know.
And then they try to do, and then get mad when black women start entertaining non-black men who actually of a value of some sort. I mean, they might, hell, we don't know what they're tied to. Everybody got their shit with them. So with that being said, y'all use that same excuse when you're breeding yourself out. So what are you mad at black women for? And so I had to learn to be okay with that too. I had
My
to learn
thing
to
is
be
keep
okay
your
with that
options
too.
open,
Because
whatever.
I only want to see black women with black men and black men with black women, but I also want to see black people happy, period. And if black people are not making each other happy, then go find your fucking happiness some fucking where. I'm not going to fucking stop you. But that's your responsibility to teach your black child or half black child, whatever black child you go breed, of all the responsibilities and all the
First of all,
socialisms
teach them the
of the
school
black
and the
community. Yeah,
knowledge.
it's
Teach
not
them
our fault. And
everything
don't
about
be like Kim Kardashian and Kanye sending little demons
yeah,
out in the world
yeah,
that black women are going to have to
yeah.
deal with in the future.
Those are the worst. Those are the
And they'll
worst.
be
Those are the
complaining
worst.
about themselves on the NBA. It came from the Niggers Basketball Association to the National Biracial League, and now black men are mad. But it's literally black NBA players who are in there talking about, oh, we need more light-skinned babies, and and just go right the fuck ahead then.
And yet persecuting and saying like, oh, I would never, I would. And first of all, here's something else that's not being talked about. I'm not that fair skinned. Oh, hey, Raw. I'm not that fair skinned, but being fetishized is kind of gross. I'm sorry. The light skin
Did
thing,
that turn you off of black men?
the fetishism is kind of gross. It's really
Did it
gross.
turn you off of black men?
Oh no, it didn't turn me off. I've always liked black men. I've always liked whoever liked me. I
Right.
love I loved black men. They didn't like me. They didn't like me
Ignorant.
because I was smart and I knew the shit they were doing.
Yeah, they
So
can't stand that. That's because they're dumb.
and so um but I've always been into open relationships and what have you. But it took it took someone else that did not live here in this country and who we were just friends, and he ended up loving me for me, and he found me, and it was romantic, it was great, it was, and we've been together this long. And what, you're lost, brother. You're lost. That's all I can say. You're lost. Educated, no kids, whatever, but I was a weirdo. I was just into certain different things, but yet you wanted that broad. Okay, cool.
Right, and
I
then
felt
treat her no
rejected.
better.
I felt rejected and I felt fetishized. Rejected and fetishized. I didn't like it. It kind of hurt my feelings a lot.
So you was rejecticized. That's trash. These things, and then they swear that you exactly what they say they like. I want me a fair-skinned black woman. That's what they swear they like, and then they get with you and treat you like trash. They say I want a mixed woman. They get with her and treat her like trash. I want a white woman. Get with her and treat her like trash. Ooh, I want an Asian woman. Get with her and treat her like trash. Ooh, I'll take a Latina. Get with her and treat her like trash. You are the dumpster.
Yeah, I mean, it took me a long time to like, wow, brothers don't like me. When I lived in Chicago, I really was like, kind of like, wow, that's really
These niggas don't like nobody. They don't even like themselves. They don't like themselves. You hear me? Let me tell you something. You know what hurt? You know what hurt me? No good black men. Black men don't love their fucking self. That's the motherfucking problem. They don't love their motherfucking self.
It really hurt my feelings because I was like, I don't know, man. I get all this kind of like hate sometimes from people, not anymore, but like me marrying this white man and what have you. I'm like, well, and when we walk down the street, I'm like, motherfucker, you weren't there. Fuck off. Like, don't. I see brothers like look at me a certain way, like you with him. Well, you missed a slip. it's just what is, and there's a lot of sisters that have went through this as well, and so some sisters can understand where I'm coming from when I say that, but it wasn't like what some of these brothers do where it's like I came up. It's not, it wasn't grotesque like that. And it was because like he actually liked my jokes, and he loved me, and that's it. It wasn't because of like, look at me, I'm a like some of these brothers do to come out. Yeah, and it's, yeah. I learned that very early on, especially as a bartender. Learned that very early on that, oh God, there's a lot of shit that's going on with some of these brothers. Let me just keep on doing what I'm doing and having a good ass time and date whoever the fuck I want. I've always been that person anyway. I've never been a person that is like, I only had to date white or black men. No.
Can I say a lot of black women have went through every type of black man and still gonna choose the next black man. So if anyone go through all the black men and then choose a non-black man, nigga, shut up and go and find you somebody who wants your ass because you clearly don't know what you want. I'm telling you, the issue always lies back within self. They don't know what they want because I see way too many black women who are very racial loyal and who wouldn't go and date and wouldn't want to be with a white man, and you've been that way until you got to that point. And so,
I don't believe in being racially loyal. I just believe in like if
right, because you said you love who love you, because you're on that level, and you say, you know, I love who loves me, and that's wise. And so, not you. I'm speaking to another type. You know, and they say, I forgot what I was saying though, but either way, it is what it is. You gotta love it. So listen, a chicken like a chicken, a duck fuck a duck, a eagle fuck a eagle. You hear me?
Whoa.
Let's move on to the cats. Let's move on to the cats. A cougar fuck a cougar, a barracuda fuck a barracuda, right? A lion fuck a lion, and a cheetah fuck a cheetah.
I don't have
Right?
any things for that one.
Let's move on to the dogs. Okay. A dog fuck a dog, a wolf fuck a wolf,
Woof.
a coyote fucks a coyote, right? A fox fucks a fox.
On the next episode of Animal Nature, we will have a coyote and a duck fucking.
Right, it's called the Ratchet and Wild. That's what that is. I'll catch you on the Ratchet and Wild.
The Ratchet and Wild.
Okay. You know I do the Ratchet Today show, but I do got my. You see my season up there? Did you hear about that?
What? What? No.
You see my thumbnail?
It's a spices.
Do you know what ITTK means?
I don't.
You watch Ratchet Today?
Hold on. Let me.
Do you watch Ratchet Today?
I did not. I was at work.
No, I'm not saying today. I mean, do you watch that show?
I don't.
So you don't know.
Well, let me find out. Gosh darn it.
Do you know what Ratchet Today is?
Ratchet, your TV show?
Yes. You just said you don't watch it.
I do watch it. The Ratchet Today. Oh.
Yes, I said, do you watch Ratchet Today? And you said no.
And oh God. Dude.
You remember our cooking segment?
Yes, and you had
It's IPTK in the Till Kitchen.
Oh shit! I'm no sorry. Here's the thing.
It's okay, boo. But
that bad viewer. Sorry.
I know you can speak sign language.
No, goddamn sorry, motherfucker.
I was saying I finally had some merch. Finally got a product. I got a merch now, and it's my seasoning. You must not have saw me cooking in a while. I got my seasoning now.
Oh, that's your seasoning brand.
Yes.
Yes. Cool. Dude, hold on. Okay. I'm going to. Can you please? Oh, I got nothing. I got nothing. I'm actually embarrassed. Actually, I'm actually embarrassed that I didn't know that. You guys, I'm embarrassed.
Because you knew it was me, but you didn't say, like, I'm like, this ain't my picture,
I'm
you
so
know?
fucking embarrassed. Hi, Raw.
Hey, bro.
Hey, Yusuf.
Hi.
Honey, how you gonna say no?
I'm so embarrassed. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Dude. Okay. Let me just be quiet. Hi everyone. Um I just learned about his a whole cooking emblem and everything else. I'm slow. I'm going to
I didn't throw it in there. I threw it in there.
That's funny as hell. Fucking.
Did
I'm
you
sorry.
see it, bro? How you been?
Finding you?
I've been good, child. I've been sitting here. I've been working on these motherfucking seasonings in here, working like a mastermind at the cauldron. And I done tried to get out of the bullshit, and I just still came up to it.
I love
And
you.
how long was you here?
A few minutes. I just came here.
Child, if you rewind back, let me tell you. So the dude came through, right? And it's kind of like a regular person that you might see somewhere pop up in somebody's chat, and you know their name, you know their channel, you might have subscribed, you might not have, but you aware of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think what was it behind the bar. I seen him somewhere, you know. And so he came up, and then I hit the link a little afterward, and Toya was talking something about, a little bit of the black femicide and a little bit of, oh, well, how you feel about this and that. And so I had hit the link and I showed him because he said something that was specifically, he asked her a question. Do you think that if a black woman, domestic violence and a woman is being abused in the house, do you think she should call the cops on the black man, even if it was abuse? I mean, it wasn't all that abuse. It was just, a little. It was abuse, but she high. And you think she should call the cops? That was his question before I hit the link. And then when I hit the link and I say, yeah, call slave patrol on that pussy. Because he want to hit a woman, but he don't want to hit a cracker. And
Mm.
then he left. How do you feel about that?
I don't support any forms of domestic violence, physical, financial, emotional, or anything. And I think a lot of these brothers think that it's all right to be a little extra. I mean, if you're in the bedroom and you spanking on some booty, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, that's some extra. But if you're just losing your raggedy ass mind and you want to try to put your hands on somebody, you might need to get your ass whooped. And if your woman is too little to handle her own business, yes, call the police ASAP.
Right. And if she can't call her brother, her father, her cousin, her nephews, the hoodlums and the gangsters in the hood being a menace to society. She can't call them to come protect her from her domestic abuse. So who else is she to call?
Right. My thing is, don't even call your family members. Don't put your family members into it. Call the police. Because if I call my family members, they ain't coming to fight. They coming
Right, and then the cops gonna come and try to get them. But y'all could call, like, be able to call your black man, the next black man to you, and be able to be like, I need to get him out of my house because he's doing too much, and da 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 da, and I don't want to call the cops. You should be able to call him, and he should be able to come in there and have to whoop that ass if he have to. Not only if he have to, because really, just the sheer presence of another man that you called up, and he know he been abusing you. Yeah, and he might have to stay a couple nights.
Hmm.
Oh, by the way,
I've done it.
I'm gonna get them seasonings, by the way. But
Thank you, boo.
thank you. I'm sorry I'm slow. But going back to what you guys were talking about, I don't like when people flip it because it's not about like flipping on the script of like, well, what about these women? The what about them? That's what's wrong with us when we do the what about them because the what about them isms is very juvenile. You don't move forward when you do what about them isms. And I'm seeing a lot of that with certain men that just don't know how to talk or have conversations.
Right. That's
It's
what he
like,
said, right? He came
yeah,
up with it.
that's
What about him?
deflecting from the situation. And where, I also said, like, yeah, there are a lot of women that do certain things as well, but we're talking about this. Let's focus on this. Let's not go so, like, what about them on that?
He said,
And
what if it's something she did to provoke them? That's not the time for this conversation. Even if we talk about that, that's when we're talking about stupid stuff where nobody got killed.
I mean, you have the same thing when people are like, you have people that are praising Bootsy for being like so aggressive about R. Kelly's fucking conviction being convicted, and he's mad. First of all, that's one shit that pisses me the fuck off. You know what? Because I'm from Chicago, number one. Number two, that motherfucker has been like harassing girls since 19 fucking 90, 91, 92, 93, 94. I have some friends that have been harassed and assaulted by him. And yet you have people like Bootsy and like T.I. and want to be like, oh, he got too much time. Fuck that shit. That tells me how much you love your mother. Okay? That tells me how much you love your mother when you're okay with a sexual predator doing this for years and fucking yet you're like mad because he got 30 years and you think it's injustice. This shit was on tape. He peeped. I don't have nothing left but to say, kiss my ass and go fuck yourself and shoot yourself in the fucking brain, whoever supports that motherfucker. And I'm not blaming slavery on this one. I'm blaming what the fuck is wrong with you. Who your mama, who your daddy? What's wrong with you? Because sexual assault is so prevalent in our community, and we're just finally starting to talk about it. And yet, you have people our age, younger, and then some that want to support a pedophile. What's wrong with you? What's wrong?
Well, because it's little black girls, and little black girls is fast, and little black
You
girls is grown, and she wanted it, and she ain't look her age, so how was he to know? As if young women, even if their bodies are developed, look older. Their face look like babies. These niggas is pedophiles. That's it. Fuck them.
like it was my fault to get assaulted. Like it was my fault. Ain't that a bitch?
Don't you know it's your fault for everything that happened? Black men don't really take accountability. It's your fault you're a single mother. It's your fault they don't commit. It's your fault that you're breathing. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. I mean, if we pay attention to what we hear on social media, now when I talk to black men in the community in real life, that's not their attitude, and they're quite disgusted with their brothers on social media as well. But in these spaces, these are men that are angry that they can't get women.
Yeah. You know, listen, I ain't got no kids yet. I do want at least one
You pregnant right now?
in my mind. No, I'm not pregnant.
Well, it ain't you.
Hmm?
It's my choice. Hey.
No,
Uh,
okay. I was just saying, I thought it was something else. I'm gonna stay out of it.
I can't.
I trust and believe your womb is a good and right on from the ancestors.
Yes.
Y'all got me choked up. I haven't smoked weed all week either.
Baby carrying twins. She don't even know it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're okay. All you gotta do is nothing that throat wasn't good time, and you'll be with triplets.
Hey.
But my thing is, accountability is one of the most biggest important part. And this is one of the reasons why Raw that I love watching your lives and what have you. Excuse me. And why do not I don't want to say black men. Ugh. But the fact that you have free will trips these men out. Free will. The fact that I have autonomy on my body. What? Who? Who is you?
You property, you ain't know?
Well, I just found out last week. Again,
Mm-hmm.
again,
Again.
again.
That's all right, because they don't like Biden. But remember when I had said that President Biden was going to write an executive order to overturn the Roe versus Wade?
Mm,
He did that.
yep.
They're gonna blame everybody but their evil in their diet because they
Not
did
that
that
diet.
because they're gonna blame everybody but their evil and their diet. That's why they're in the birth decline. On top of the recessive genetics, you want to be able to know how to love and be happy. The same issues that we got in the black community, trust me, white people got them too. That's not my fault to go try to help them, but they're fucking divided. They can't stand each other, and they're in the fucking birth decline, and they're still doing all kind of degeneracy instead of being better. You're trying to blame black people. You're trying to blame women, everybody but your demon semen.
Mm-mm.
I just said that again. We in the diaspora have been telling people for centuries this is going to happen to you. This is what's going to happen. Excuse me, not centuries. I'll flash forward to 20 years ago. We told you that this was going to happen. And again, black women saved the country over and over and over and over again. And about Roe v. Wade, we told everybody about this. We told everybody. I'm tired of fighting. I mean, it's like
I'm
I
not fighting anymore. Period. Like this.
on the next episode of We Told You So.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm a fighter. I still fight, but it kind of. I'm kind of feeling arrogant right now to say like this is what I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let some of my white girlfriends like. I told you.
Listen, I've never been limited by color. And there are plenty of black men that I deal with on the daily that are worth it. They're worthy. The conversation is amazing. You know what I'm saying? When I say they smile, it makes me smile. You know what I mean? But there are also plenty of brothers out here that when I see them, I just want to throw up. But the same goes for every yes, every other race. Like some men are great and some men ain't shit. Like whatever. I don't even care no more. Like on these spaces, trying to have a reasonably intellectual conversation is something that is kind of like looking for a needle in a haystack. You'll find it eventually, but I'm not even working that hard. I, mm, mm.
Yeah, it's well. I actually loved this conversation amongst you guys.
That
And
part.
yeah, and you know what? What makes me feel warm is the fact of like we're having this discussion, but yet I know there are people that identify with that kind of content and how we feel, and this is everyday lives that we're talking about. It's not some YouTube bullshit about like, oh, what happened? Oh, there's an echo. Is that me?
No, that might be me because I'm on my phone.
Okay,
Let
but
me mute.
I I appreciate every dialogue that you guys have to say. I'm about to exit out of here because I'm stoned. I'm sorry, and I'm starting to make sense.
All right, man.
Um,
Well, thanks for having me. Don't you gonna leave this video up?
yep.
Okay, because I'm gonna share it.
Please, sharing is caring, brother.
All right,
Sharing
guys.
is caring.
Well,
Yeah.
nice talk to you. It was a good discussion.
It
Hopefully
is.
nobody's offended, and if they are, oh well, fuck them. They'll be all right. They grown.
Listen, no one was offended here. If you were offended, you should actually go to your local library and get offended with that. Read about the history of America, the whitewash way. That's offensive.
Amen.
Or how to make a Negro Christian
Lord.
and the destruction of a black civilization. Don't get me on the book club.
Or if you want to be ignorant like me, read the Bible, the white man's King George Bible. That's offensive too. Anyway,
And niggers with guns. That's a good breed. That's a good read. All right, I'm out of here.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Bye.
good night, you guys. Oh my gosh, this is great. I'm going to bed. Actually, I'm going to make a salad and then I'm going to go to bed. Thanks for coming. Uh, love you guys. Great conversation. And actually, think about some of the things that we were talking about, okay? I know it's not sexy, it's not, but it's something. It's something. All right, hold on before I go. So long, farewell. I'll meet you in the eye. So long, farewell. I'll get you in the end. So long, farewell. I'll meet you in the end. So long, farewell. I'll get you in the end. Good night.